Hi, welcome to my channel Cloud with Girish. In this video, I'm going to show you how to start EC2 instance using Event Bridge and Lambda function on scheduled time. With Cloud, initiating EC2 instances to host and run your application is super easy. You need these instances for your development, testing, production, failover, DR, proof of concept, and many other reasons, unless you are 100% dedicated to serverless architecture and development. Over the period, company may spin on hundreds of EC2 instances and the cost will add up. With each comes the shared responsibility model of AWS Cloud. Customer is responsible to pay for the cloud resources being consumed. FinOps, as you hear, is becoming very popular. One of the best practices is to understanding usage and cost of your cloud resources. Let's discuss this in the context of hundreds of EC2 instances you may have. You have to analyze if you really need all EC2 instances 24/7. Likely scenario is that your analysis will lead to the data points that you need specific instances for a specific duration or within certain days and time periods. Let's look at our use cases. We have two business use cases. Stop the EC2 instances with a tag of GB_dev at 6 p.m. Eastern every Friday, and then start the EC2 instances with the same tag at 6 a.m. EST every Monday. Essentially, this use case is leading us to save the compute cost during the weekend. In this workshop, I will show you how to start EC2 instances with a tag of GB_dev. I will use AWS Event Bridge, AWS Lambda, and Python Boto3 library to accomplish this function. In prior workshop, I demonstrated a similar function for stopping the EC2 instance. Let's look at the architecture design. The first design here is for stopping the EC2 instance, and the second pattern here is to start the EC2 instance by tag. In this example, we have Event Bridge Scheduler, which is invoking the Lambda function that has the code to start the EC2 instance after looking the tag, and then start the instance and log the information in the CloudWatch log. The prereq for this workshop is having the EC2 instances with tag and the familiarity to develop and deploy Lambda function locally using AWS SAM. I will be using AWS SAM for Lambda function. However, same can be accomplished using AWS console. I already have an EC2 instance with tag GB_dev. I also have code written for Lambda function, which I will review and share with this workshop. If you want to learn about creating and testing Lambda function, please watch my video on Lambda workshop. Link is in the description for this. For Event Bridge, I will use AWS console to set up the schedule that invoke the Lambda function using a cron job pattern. Let's get started. We will review EC2 instance with tag. We will review the AWS SAM template. Then we'll review the AWS Lambda function, which is written in Python Boto3 library. We'll build the function locally using AWS SAM. We'll invoke the function locally using AWS SAM, and then we'll deploy the function using AWS SAM into AWS Cloud. Once function is deployed, I'll create an Event Bridge scheduler, define a cron job pattern, and will assign this Lambda function to the Event Bridge scheduler. We'll wait for the scheduler to invoke the Lambda, and then we will review the status of EC2 instance before and after the scheduler has run. And we'll also review the CloudWatch log. So let's review the EC2 instance with tag. This is a T2 micro EC2 instance with tag GB_dev. As you can see, the instance state currently is stopped. That means this instance is not running. Availability zone for this is US East 2B. Let's look at our SAM template. It's a very simple SAM template. It's a serverless function. Function name is start EC2 by tag. We have a handler in the function. Runtime is Python 3.11. Timeout is 15. Memory size 128. And then I'm using an environment variable with the tag gbdev. Advantage of using environment variable is that I can change the value for the tag and can run the function with a different tag value. Then I have some policy defined. The policy allow the Lambda function appropriate permission to start or stop the EC2 instances. Next, let's look at our Lambda function. This is a Python Boto3 library code. Here is our Lambda handler. I'm using a few loggers just to log the information that I'm inside the function. Edge function get invoked, and then I'm finding the EC2 instances with the tag that is being passed. And once I have found the instances, then I'm iterating through those instances and starting the instance one by one. All the information is being logged, which we can review later in the CloudWatch log. Let's build the function locally using AWS SAM. The command is SAM build, and once you run this command, you should see an output similar to what I'm sharing on the screen. Once build is successful, the next command to use is SAM local invoke and then your function name. That's the command that I'm using, and in this scenario I can see that function is being invoked, as I can see that calling function to start EC2 instance is showing on my terminal. At this point, the function is being tested locally using AWS SAM framework. Once I feel that this function is performing the desired function, I will use the command to deploy it in the AWS cloud. The command is SAM deploy -g. And once I do this, again, I will go through the command prompts, answer a few questions, and my entire tech stack will be deployed in the AWS cloud. So that means my Lambda function is now hosted by AWS. Once my function is successfully deployed, next I will create an Event Bridge scheduler. So from the services menu, simply search for Event Bridge, select the scheduler. I'm defining a cron job pattern. So in this example, my pattern is that I want instances to start at 6 a.m. and this is what this pattern is showing, that it will be starting the instance at 6 a.m. I can further refine it by introducing the day of the week so that it only starts every Monday. So that is an improvement that can be made on this cron job pattern. Once I have the pattern established, I will next link the Lambda function that I deployed, which was start EC2 by tag. So I'm assigning that Lambda function, and that's it. Once I have assigned the Lambda function, I will simply wait for a scheduler to invoke the Lambda based on my cron job pattern. Next screen, after the scheduler has run, based on the cron job pattern that I defined, let's look at the EC2 instance. So our EC2 instance with that tag gb_dev was in the instance state of stopped, and after the Event Bridge scheduler has invoked the Lambda function, it has automatically started the EC2 instance. As you can see, the instance state now is running. There is no manual intervention. It's a one-time job that can be set up, and then you will have your instances starting on a specified schedule. If you see the CloudWatch log, you will see that each instance that's being started will be logged. Of course, it's only starting the instance which have the tag of gb_dev. If instance is already running, then it will not stop and run it again. Rather, it will just simply log the message that instance is already running. With this workshop, an Event Bridge scheduler invoking a Lambda function to start EC2 instance have been successfully completed. Running these instances for a scheduled time period will help in cost saving and cloud expenses. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm working on some other interesting content on various AWS topics. These will be posted soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.